holler in the top. Straight up, R.E.L.A.X, taught her in the phone, don't stop. Watch the trunk just pop. And the
It was the playoffs.
I'm glad the recording
All
ain't
right.
started. What's happening? What it do? We back. We finna go on ahead and give y'all another pod. Our kinfolk Dre, he at the gig getting that bread, so he ain't gonna be able to make it tonight. Um, that's it. But we gonna go on ahead and hold it down for him. You know what I'm talking about? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share, drop a comment for us. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, let's go and get started. We was gonna have some baseball for y'all, but Dre the only one who really pay attention to baseball besides myself.
I
So,
pay
we was
attention. I
gonna
don't
get
want to
into
talk
this.
about something that you don't know.
We was gonna get into this playoff baseball. You know what I'm saying? But Dre at the gig. We was also. I don't know if y'all jumped into any basketball. Have y'all
I
paid
ain't
attention
had a
to your
time.
Mavs? Your Mavs, the run?
A little bit, but not really.
Well, I didn't watch my Rockets. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a long season, but as long as we can continue to grow, get better, that's all I really care about. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna make no playoffs this year. It's gonna be a tough year, but we can thug it out. Baltimore then came back and beat Indy
Crazy.
as we're making this video, just beat them in overtime. So I think that's where we're gonna start tonight. Baltimore and the Colts, we all picked Baltimore. Uh, I'm gonna let my brother start it off, because the bum, as he called him, Carson Wentz was in this game and performed. So I wanna get his thoughts first. Come on, bro, give it to us.
All right. So the bum, did well stat wise. But the reason he's a bum is because he can't close it out with his team. You in the fourth quarter, you got all these yards. Your running back got 116 yards receiving, 50 something, 60 something yards rushing, which I think they should have ran the ball a little more. That's not on him though. But fourth quarter, man, you ain't got but a few minutes left. You trying to seal the deal, and your decision making is why you a bum. Just twice you had Pittman wide open. You had the trick play, which I don't understand myself, but you had a trick play, and you got all the time in the world back there to throw it, and without even really going through all your progressions, you just throw it away. You had Pittman that threw you the ball right in the trick play, right? And instead of you going seeing what you couldn't see off to the left, you ain't see nothing. Come back to the right. Dude's wide open. Nobody's over there. He's got probably another 10, 15 yards he's going to get. That's the first down. Then later on in that last drive, he's wide open in the middle of the field. Ain't nobody even anywhere close. 20 yards after he catches it, you try to throw it downfield on the sideline on the go route, and you overthrow your dude out of bounds. Come on, man. Your decision making. Y'all had this game. Y'all had this game. And yes, your defense gave up some plays. They didn't hold as good in the fourth quarter as they were doing in the first half, first three quarters. But your decision making, I ain't gonna say it cost them the game. I ain't gonna say it cost, but good quarterbacks pull that out. Good quarterbacks get the momentum change. Good quarterbacks catch the open man. Matter of fact, what's his name? Jackson. Start doing Andrews. That's how they got back in the game. Why? He took advantage of his size and that he was open. That's how they got back in this game. This dude had Pittman open twice on the last drive, or the last two drives that could have sealed this deal, could have put the nail in the coffin. And your bad decision making and terrible accuracy may have cost y'all the game. You could have pulled it out. That's why he's there. He's a bum. I don't care about his
Nah,
400 yards
well,
passing.
Come on, D.
Yeah,
Go, D.
yeah, man. To call that dude a bum is crazy, man. He's 25, 35, 400 yards with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He won't Aaron Rodgers. He won't, but he definitely was not a bum. without a question. Now, if you want him to be perfect, I
That's
get
your
you.
opinion.
But come on, man.
No, I don't need perfection.
That's being biased. You stuck on you want to stick by your word, and you just
Yeah.
can't look at the man and say, "Hey, man, he played a really good game." That's all that is.
No,
That's all that is.
I'm gonna disagree with you because I was prepared to come on this podcast and say, okay, you know what? Maybe Wentz proved me a little
I
wrong.
don't believe it.
Maybe he did. Maybe he,
I don't
he
believe
played a really good game. But that last two drives, bro, I was like, yep,
it.
bum.
You
This
looking
is,
for it though.
no, I wasn't looking for it. You did it yourself. You did it to yourself. Did
DeRon
it to
just hit
yourself.
the nail on the head,
No,
man.
no, that's y'all
Like
opinion. I can have my own opinion. He's a
you
bum to
right.
me. He's a
You
bum.
can have your
You
opinion,
can
but
have
it's
your
wrong.
opinion, but
So in
DeRon.
my opinion, you's a bum. I'm not
Okay.
looking for it. I literally was prepared to come on and give him some praise. Literally was ready to come give him some praise. And I'm sorry, you did what you always do.
Okay.
You can't seal the deal.
So as DeRon said, he's looking for it. You nitpicking two plays at the end. Like, never mind that he got them in field goal range, special teams botched that and got the field goal block. Never mind that he got them in field goal range again at the end of regulation and the kicker missed it. The dude played well. It's a 53-man roster, 46 suit up. Everybody got to do their job at the end of the day. He did his job. He played
Nope.
extremely well, and there's no reason that the coach should have lost this game. The
Exactly.
defense started giving up big plays at the end, running and passing. Special teams failed them. You know what I'm saying? Now, every quarterback is going to miss a guy here and there. They're going to miss a throw here and there. They're going to make a bad read here and there throughout a 60-minute game. Like, it's just going to happen. But you got to look at the overall product that he put on tape
No, I
today.
don't. No, I don't.
Well, you don't, because you're biased. You called him a bum,
You're
and
right.
so it's gonna have to be an act of God to move you off of it
Nope.
almost.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
If he'd have hit,
Like,
I just told y'all.
that man
I
played
just
too.
told y'all. I
Like,
just
for
told
you
y'all.
to
If
stand on
he,
that mountain, to
bruh,
die on that
bruh,
mountain, that he's a
I
bum.
don't care.
Like,
I don't care. Look,
that's just my
yo,
opinion.
Hold on, let
yo
them finish.
stats,
Let them finish.
yo,
Let them finish.
I'm
We
sorry,
can't
bro.
talk
Your
over
stats
you.
don't mean nothing.
Go
My
ahead,
bad.
bro.
I'm acting like Drake. Your stats, I don't care about your stats if when it comes down to it, your bad decisions resurface again, and you could have sealed the deal. That's what good quarterbacks do. They go ahead and put it away. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
They
if
go
you would
ahead
have
and
stayed
put it
with that,
away. He did not put it
if you would
away.
have,
If he'd have put it away, now you mentioned the kicker. He get him in field goal. Everybody know. Commentators are saying it. The kicker has hip issues. He already no. You already missed the field goal. You already missed the extra point. Okay, a real quarterback, something that ain't a bum. They want to put it on their back. You see what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson went and put it on his back. He ain't leaving it to no field goals. We ain't kicking field goals. We getting touchdowns. He should have put it on his back. He should have marched down there. When you have your last two drives, you missing open people that could have kept it going, that could have got you the touchdown, or at least get your kicker a little bit closer to give him a better chance. He's got a hip issue. They was about to run a punter out there to do it. You know, so
if
that's me, man. Yes, until he do, it ain't the act of God, but he got to make better decisions to come off my bum list, and he's not doing that on a consistent basis, and it's costing his team some games. Yes, your defense, you're right. Defense started folding, but they little tired. Game goes on, that happens. You know, but dude, you gotta go ahead and decide when I'm gonna take this over. Okay, my defense gave up some points. He ain't let them back in this game. No, let me go ahead and put the nail in the coffin. Let me go ahead and close this out. Dak don't do stuff like that.
if you said, you know, I still look at him as a bum, but he had a good night tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just to recognize the dude
I did.
played tonight.
I
You
said
know
he
what I'm saying?
played good the first
Can I
half of
finish?
the
Can I
game.
finish? We let you talk. We let you finish. Let me finish. You know what I'm saying? But you still, even you said you made a phrase. You said good quarterbacks don't do that. But your definition of him is not a good quarterback. So why are you holding him to a standard that you already said that he is not? So the thing
Because y'all
is,
say he
the
not there.
thing
Y'all trying
is,
to tell me he
hold
not.
on, your
I'm making my
standard.
argument.
Let me finish, Tony. Tony, let me finish, man. You know what I'm saying? Your standards of the man's game is bum. That's what it is. So let's go by the standard that you put him by, and then look at it and objectively say, you know what? I think overall that he'll end up showing his true colors. But I can give that man props tonight. That man showed something. He could be, and that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But let's. I'm done. It's like you said, ain't nothing gonna move y'all, but it's nothing gonna move y'all your stance but the act of God right now. So there ain't
No, I
nothing
ain't
we
said
can
that.
possibly say or do.
I ain't said it.
No, we
What
saying
I'm
that
saying?
because we see
What
it.
I'm saying? You know,
We
Duran, if
we
if
seeing
he
that
if he'd
great
have did
stubbornness
what
that
I
this
said,
ain't gonna
you
move.
said you was done. You said you was done. If he'd have pulled that game off,
Go ahead.
if he'd have hit that Pittman, them 2 times he was open,
Okay.
if he'd have helped him pull his game off and not make his bad decisions he's known for, that he consistently do, I might have said what you said. I might have said, you know what? Yeah, he played a pretty good game. He's still a little bum in my opinion, but he played a pretty good game tonight. No, I'm sorry, but when you, in my opinion, you miss open people, and you help cost your team losing the game, because you should be aware that your kicker's not in the best position, man. So you got to do better.
It wasn't him.
That's me. You make all the faces you want, bro. That's my opinion. Y'all want to take up for the dude, so it's all good.
We saw the game. But go ahead.
I saw the game too.
Yeah, so
Most
I'm
of it
just gonna
anyway.
the last thing that I'm gonna say about it is that they was up 19 points at halftime. Score was 22-3. So your defense let you down. Your special teams let you down. It's not like the man came out in the second half and started throwing interceptions all over the place. A gang load of negative plays. He's putting his defense in a bad position. Like, that wasn't the situation. You know what I'm saying? The dude played a good game. I'm not gonna kill him, because he missed a dude a couple of times at the end.
When it mattered the most. That's you not missing the
Okay,
point.
okay,
When it mattered the most.
and this thing about the kicker, are you injured or are you hurt? You know what I'm saying? Because
Either
if you
way,
hurt, you can still play.
he
And if you
either
on the
way it was
field,
enough.
you are
If
expected to
it's
do
enough.
your job. Bro, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just said my bad, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you are on the field, you are expected to do your job. Come hell or high water, no matter what it is, you gotta conjure up the inner strength or whatever to do your job. Special teams, you cannot allow somebody to block the field goal.
Yeah.
You got to take their knees out, do whatever you gotta do to give your kicker a chance and not let the field goal get blocked. Kicker, you have to make the game-winning field goal. If he makes the field goal, there's no overtime. The comeback was a valiant effort, but it falls short. Make your field goal. They don't do that. We're not going to then, well, I'm not going to then turn around and blame the quarterback who threw no interceptions, was very accurate for the game, had good yards, moved his team up and down the field to give them the opportunity, the chance to win when special teams left 6 points, 7 points on the field. Like, they left that on the field. And somehow the quarterback's to blame for that. Like, I can't do it. That's
Not
just
once did I say he was to blame. I didn't say he was to blame for them losing. I said he's still a bum to me because of his decision making in the last 2 drives of the game. that could potentially have helped cause their team to lose. Didn't say he was to blame. Didn't say he was the cause. It don't all rest on his shoulders. So y'all mixing stuff. Y'all talked about why I call him a bum, why I said he was still a bum in tonight's game. I gave y'all the reasons why, in my opinion, he's still a bum. Because he does what he always do. He makes bad decisions that plays a factor in why his team lost the game. Yeah. Yes, everybody you hurt, you injured, whatever, you on the field, you got to play. But heck, they had no better option. So yeah, he may have been well enough to play. But my point is, you make that pass to Pittman, who is wide open, and get your kicker a shorter kick, knowing he's injured. Maybe he don't miss. Maybe you end the game at regulation, and you don't even have to go into overtime. We can move on,
I'll
man.
say this. Baltimore, man, they need to come on. They didn't have a lot of these close games against everybody. Detroit, I don't know what it is. They decide to turn it on at the end in the fourth quarter. But I don't mind that because like I said, Kansas City last year they had a couple games like that, but they can't play like this all season. They playing with fire. But it was a good game. It was a real good game.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It turned out more entertaining than I thought it was actually, and it pulled me from baseball games that I was watching a couple of times because my homeboy like going off about it. So I'm flipping back and forth between football and baseball. So it was a good game. All right, let's go on and move to Thursday night football. Rams at the Seahawks. Y'all got anything on it?
Go ahead.
I saw it. I watched it. Was all right. You know what I'm saying? Feel sorry for Russell Wilson. They season over with. It's probably best for them so they can finally get a higher draft pick. But Gino played good. Gino came in and actually played real decent. So, it was a good game. Closer than what the score looked like.
Definitely that, D. Definitely that. And Stafford, I don't know if he's just going through a little drought or something, to where he's not playing the way he was the first 3 games. He's not lighting it up as he was. He's making some bad decisions and some bad throws. The score doesn't reflect the game itself. And I think if Russell Wilson don't go out, they actually win that game. Now, I picked the Rams to win, but I think if Russell doesn't get hurt and can't come back, I think they actually win it. Gino did well, came in, took him down there, marched down the field, he scored. I ain't saying he doing anything wrong, but that last drive, I think if you have Russell Wilson instead of him, I think you score and put yourself in a position to win that game. But like you said before, especially my brother, they defense just, it ain't no good right now. They didn't help him out at all. But it was a better game than what the score shows, in my opinion.
I thought it was a worse game than the score. I think that them touchdown or whatever that they scored in the second half made it look closer than what it was. But I mean, it started off slow. Both defenses was playing extremely well, and it seemed like neither quarterback could really get their offenses going. The Rams got going in the second half, and Seattle mostly can continue to struggle. The Rams, when they did give up that touchdown drive to Geno, the defensive coordinator I think was making it easy where he's blitzing Geno a lot, so it's giving Geno just easy reads. You know what I'm saying? Where he knows to hit the hot, his hot route or his hot read, get rid of the ball quickly. He ain't really got to think. He ain't got to go through no progressions. He can just react because he don't have much time with the blitz coming. The very next possession, he did what Geno is known to do, which is turn the ball over and ended the game for them. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't it like a tip or something that caused that interception?
It wasn't all his fault, but it wasn't.
Wasn't the ball tipped?
Yeah, I don't remember. I
I'm
just
thinking
know that
because I
I think it was
remember.
the first play because the Rams had got like a field goal to go up to 26-10, 26-17. And then I think when they kicked it off to him, his very first throw was an interception. If my memory
Yeah.
serves me correct.
I'm trying to think. Something happened to it. I know it was like I don't know if the dude fell or they got tipped, but
Yeah,
it was
what's the
something
name?
that happened to it.
What's the name? The
He
slot
slipped.
receiver.
Took the wrong route. Yeah,
The
something
slot,
like that.
the slot slipped.
He slipped.
Yeah.
That's what it
But
was.
A
I
but
lot.
knew it
it
was
but
something.
but it was
So to me,
still
that ain't
it
really
was
on Gino.
still
You know
it
what
was
I'm
still
saying?
like three people in the area.
It
You
was.
know
It was
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
a tight fit. It was gonna be a tight fit.
Yeah, it was gonna be a tight fit. But what is Lockett? Lockett
Like
slipped.
it. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So yeah, they say that Russ is out for 4 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
and
That's it for them.
that's tough. That's tough. But now, um, I ain't got a quick glance. I think the day after, it didn't look like their schedule was murderer's row. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if he missed a month, if he's closer to the 4 weeks than the 8 weeks, they could probably go on a run. Maybe, possibly. You know what I'm saying? But
No,
if
y'all division is that's it for them, man.
yeah, but I'm talking about as a wild card. They ain't
Oh,
got no hope of winning the division. But as a wild card, as a 7 seed, they can pull out a couple of wins while he gone, and he only out for maybe a month. Then they can, maybe possibly go on a good run and sneak in on the backside. But we're gonna have to see how that play out. Um, we're gonna pass
okay.
over the Boo Boo Bowl of the Jets and the Falcons.
Kyler Pitts showed a little promise.
Yeah, he played his best game so far.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um, Eagles at the Panthers. That's somewhat of a Boo Boo Bowl, but
It was. It was.
the only reason why I'm gonna quickly touch on it is because these are the last two teams that the Cowboys beat. The Panthers, who's supposed to have a number one ranked defense, got 21 dropped on them, and
Gotta be
Philadelphia,
Cowboys.
Philadelphia looked like a competent football team against the number one ranked defense in all the NFL. The Panthers just
Well, at the time they were.
Without Christian McCaffrey, it greatly limits what they want to do on offense because his
Hubbard
ability
been
to run
playing
the
well. I
ball.
don't know what he did, but Hubbard been playing well.
He played well. He played well this last game against Philly. He played well, but he's not the speed threat. He's not the catching threat of McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
McCaffrey has a whole new
he
dimension to their offense that Hubbard
He do.
can't tap into, and so then that limits. And then the other receiver opposite, DJ Moore is banged up.
yeah,
Robbie
but real
Johnson.
quick,
Robbie.
real quick. So Hubbard had 101 yards rushing and 33 yards receiving. I mean, that ain't bad. But when Sam Darnold shows that he's the true Sam Darnold from the Jets and throws 3 picks, you can't put that at Hubbard's door and say, well, he ain't doing well enough or whatever the case may be, however you put it. No, that man did his job. 134 total yards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, McCaffrey may have had more, but when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions, and so you can't even rather they was ranked number one up to that point. Yeah, they hadn't really played anybody. I think I may have mentioned that as well last week. But come on, man, you can't put the defense at fault for giving up 21 points when basically your quarterback gave away 21 points and 3 interceptions. I mean, I ain't really had to pay attention to the game to see if they scored touchdowns exactly from those, but I mean, that's equivalent to darn near 21 points right there. You give up 3 INTs, so Sam Darnold just for that game anyway, he showed us he is who we thought we were from last year anyway.
I don't think he is who he thought of. I think he had a bad game. I think he's much better than what he was in at the Jets. I will agree with Antoine in the sense that McCaffrey does bring another dimension to the team. I'm not taking nothing away from Hubbard, but McCaffrey would have, he's just another dimension. He keeps eyes on him that Hubbard just doesn't do. But I wouldn't sell out. I wouldn't sell out Donald just yet. I think he's better than what he was last year, without a doubt, with the Jets.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I'm just saying for that game, he showed he was who we thought he was for that game. He's played better the first 3 games. He actually played pretty good last week against the Cowboys. But yeah, this game he kind of reverted back to his Jet days a little bit there, giving up 3 picks.
Yeah,
that's what I really meant by that.
Okay. All right, so let's go on here and move on to Green Bay and Cincinnati.
Oh, now that was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Cincinnati, man. They're a better team in that AFC. What is that? AFC North. If they can show up, Baltimore. It'll be one of the better division, not the best, the top 2 when I'm thinking of other divisions. But I'm earning a lot of respect for Cincinnati, and a lot of respect for Burrow. And I guess the first week I was disrespecting Chase. Chase is nice. Chase, he reminds me of what's that boy? Not Deshaun Jackson. That he'll speak to and he'll get behind you real quick.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I've been on Cincinnati, I think the whole year so far. I believe I've picked them pretty much every week to win. Defense is decent. I think Burrows is good. He's coming along. He's doing better than he did his rookie year. And like you say, Chase, now if Higgins, he was hurt for a couple of games, if Higgins can get back, and then, Mixon was a little limited this game, so they didn't have the full running attack, although, what's his name? I can't think his name, number 34. He didn't do bad filling in, Mixon would come in with here and there, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't get his normal carries. It kind of had him on a pitch count, seemed like. But, running game wasn't too bad, man. It's just, I don't know, missed field goals was going to be it, Missed field goals, bro. I think who was a miss first that could have won the game? Was it the Cosby missed 3 in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely missed 2 in the fourth quarter.
They said 5. Yeah. There was 5 field goals.
It was 5
in the last from.
Yeah, it was 5 total. And that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me. Cincinnati played well enough to win, and they had opportunities, you know what I'm saying? But when you in that situation, you a young team with a young quarterback and stuff like you have to, gotta take advantage of those. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like that builds so much confidence. That's something that can you can carry over to the next week, and build off of. But they still got had some real bright spots in it. Burrow is legit, man. That boy is legit, and I don't put too much stock in Green Bay's defense. They don't have a good defense or whatever, but he still performed well. That receiver who was dropping everything in preseason, that Chase boy now, that boy now, he looking like a monster, man. Yeah. He looking like a monster, dog. That boy catching a lot of touchdowns and he racking up yards, and man, so Cincinnati future is extremely bright. They get them a bell cow running back because Mixon, I think, is a good running back. I just don't think that he, at this point, can be depended on to be an every down back, But yeah, so Cincinnati, great game, great future ahead of them. I picked against them in this game. No, I picked them in this game to beat Green Bay. And so they lost, but I ain't too mad about it. All right, so let's go on and move on to.
I tried to pick them.
Yeah, you did pick them. Matter of fact.
No, I tried to pick them. Nope, y'all didn't second it.
I'm gonna tell you the discussion. Hold on. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the discussion. So Dre sent me the little thing, the little screenshot of y'all conversation. And so I could see both sides. You did ask for somebody to second or to verify, somebody else to jump on and say, okay, I got you switch it. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else said nothing. Even though it's from the screenshot, it was 11 people in the chat, and Dre the only one who said something. But
that's why I didn't just send it to
I can also
you
see
and
the other
Deron.
side that your intent was to change. Like you said, you wanted to change, and that was your intent. So you not having a second doesn't necessarily save you from taking that L.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because that's what we did last year. You had to have somebody else agree, and that's why I put that on there. Okay, all I need is a second to keep it fair. Now, ain't none of y'all get on there. You were Deron, not one time.
We only did that after the game started.
Yeah, the game had started.
Okay.
The game had started. That's why I needed a second.
So,
I wouldn't ask for one. Yeah, I wasn't gonna ask for one if I had done it before, but I happened to wake up, realize the game on is 0-0. That's why I put all of it. It's 0-0. Mine, I wanted to change. Is it still too late? He said no. I said, okay, I need a second to keep it fair. Whole game. Now, if anybody would have came on there any time throughout the whole game, I'd have accepted. Yes, I changed it. That's why I waited till the game was over and said, okay, well, thank y'all for not seconding it, because I would have to take that in.
So, all right, man, let's jump on. I think, did we all take an L on this?
Which one?
Nope. Tony, the only one got to win. Pittsburgh, Denver. So come on, winner, man.
Well, he ended up playing, but I think my thought process was two things. Teddy Bridgewater, they were sounding like he wasn't gonna play. And I think, didn't Dre put like a caveat on that if Teddy Bridgewater played, he'd take Denver, but if he didn't, he was gonna take the Steelers? Was that the game? Deron?
Well, no, because he wasn't on there.
It was Deron.
Who had to send me a pic?
Deron had the question mark that on my list.
Okay, I knew somebody did, and I never went with that. And then I just felt like with the way Pittsburgh had lost the week before that, the last couple of games actually before this week, they have been playing very bad. I think they lost 2 in a row or came very close to losing 1 and then lost last week. I just had a feeling Mike Tomlin was going, get them to bounce back. And Denver hadn't played anybody for real up to that point. So I was like, yeah, I think Pittsburgh takes care of this. Then we're going to really see what it's about. So that's what happened. I see Juju Schuster's out, which is good because he ain't done nothing. He ain't hurt. He was on my fantasy. Man, I had to drop him.
I was kind of shocked. Pittsburgh played extremely well. I was kind of surprised that Denver's defense allowed them to do what they did. But I guess it goes to the limitations that you have with Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? He is a good, solid quarterback, and he can kind of steady the ship. But if you need him to go above and beyond, for a game or two, I don't remember a time that he's ever done it.
He actually did it for the Saints when Breeze was out. What was it, 2-3 years ago? He came in, filled in, and kept them rolling. I believe he won. Was it 5 out of 6 games or 6 out of 7 games?
Yeah, he won. He won a lot of games in a row. But I'm saying, even in those games, it was more him just not losing it. It was steady as you go. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing amazing during that stretch. He just didn't turn the ball over. Kind of kept the offense on schedule, and the defense played extremely well during that stretch. They played better during the stretch when they had Bridgewater than when they got Drew Brees back. Because once Brees came back, all of a sudden people started bombing on him. They was giving up a ton load of points. But during that 4-game, 5-game stretch that he was there, the defense was locking people up, and they was winning low-scoring games. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing with Bridgewater is that if you get into a game where you got to put up points, you got to, you know what I'm saying, make those throws, make those plays, beat a defense, at the quarterback position. I haven't never that I can remember in the NFL. I don't remember a time that he's ever done it. And so that's the dilemma for Denver, in my opinion. Their defense is good enough. They got plenty of weapons on offense. They got a decent running game. You know what I'm saying? But
No, they do. They do.
So
What
he the only one to me who would hold them back from going above and beyond what people really expect from them.
Yeah, I think it told more to me about Denver than it did anybody else. And the 3 wins that they got was against nobodies. They lost again pretty bad against Baltimore. What's I'm kind of still trying to figure out is Pittsburgh. You beat you beat the Bills. You lose some bad games, and a game that you thought it was going to be against a tough team, you beat them. So I don't know what to think about Pittsburgh yet. I think I'm forming a good opinion about Denver. They'll beat bad teams, but they're below average squad. And the Pittsburgh is a little above average. But Pittsburgh, they'll play good one week and play bad another week. I don't know what to think about them boys just yet.
Right. All right. Browns at the Chargers.
Another good game.
Extremely.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh boy, so fakers are fakers.
Since Antoine called out, 2 teams that we did play. I just want to recognize the Chargers, a team that we did beat.
Y'all didn't beat them; they beat themselves.
Man, stop playing. We beat them.
Y'all didn't beat
the final
them.
score. The final score was that.
Yeah.
You acting like Tony with Wentz. You know what I'm saying? You just saying it just to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody understands that. Like, only Cowboy fans would deny it. Everybody understands. You had 2 touchdowns called back,
4 quarters,
yards and penalties, 2 turnovers. That's what that team did, and y'all won by a field goal at the end of regulation from 56 yards. They beat themselves. Y'all did not beat. Y'all beat Philadelphia. Y'all beat Carolina. Those teams y'all beat the New York Giants. Y'all beat those teams. The Chargers beat themselves. They beat themselves. Everybody knows it. Everybody understands it. What Cowboy fans? Cut it out.
Calm down.
See, there you go with that, but Cowboy fans. Because I said the same thing, that the Chargers beat themselves.
Oh, man, we beat the Chargers. No, you didn't. You got the win, but you ain't beat them.
Yeah, that's what beating is.
That's one of those.
If I got the W, if I won, I beat you.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna turn it over to y'all because we arguing about the Cowboys and the Chargers and the Browns. But I'm gonna say this: these are one of those games that every single year going into the season, as a football fan, you say there's some games we gonna win that we should have lost. And there's some games that we gonna lose that we should have won. That's one of them games. You got to win when you should have lost. Because all they got to do on 2 different occasions, you don't get no offensive penalties. These are self-inflicted wounds. You don't get the penalties. It's 2 more touchdowns they got on the board against Dallas. 2 turnovers. I ain't gonna take away the fact that Dallas made plays, but the quarterback protecting the football is your number 1 job. You don't turn the ball over. That's 2 more opportunities. And what have he turned over in the red?
That's what we do.
I'm just saying.
What we do though. That's the number 1 turnover team.
That you should have lost. Don't keep it in context. Browns, Chargers. Let's get it.
No, real quick. Hold on. No, real quick. Well, it's any given Sunday. That's part of the game. If you got penalties, that's a lack of defense on you. That's not our fault. I don't care if you shot yourself in the foot. And I did say that on that game. I said they beat themselves for the most part. We got the W. So if we got the W, we beat you. At the end of the day, we beat you. We won the game. Okay? Right. So the interceptions, if you throw interceptions, bro, yes, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? We did something to cause that to happen. We got pressure on you, made you rush your throw or something. You see what I'm saying? We affected you in some kind of way to make you throw the pick. So come on now. Don't act like that. You only do that when it's Cowboys. You only do that when it's Cowboys.
Browns.
He nitpicking, but
what's the name?
nitpicking, but
Hubbard is legit for real. That dude, you know what I'm saying? I gotta admit, for me, at this point, it's a tie between him and Josh Allen for MVP pick right now this season. Josh Allen and him, them two right there for me. They're not the only ones, but right now they're leading the pack, in my opinion, for
the
the
Chargers had two
MVP
big
race.
wins. I give you that. Chargers had two big wins that you just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? That those are big wins. Allen, you know, well, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, I gotta think about that one.
I mean, for me,
I gotta think about that.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying that they're gonna be at the end, but up to this point, week 5, for me, two leading it, Dak's right behind them. Aaron Rodgers right there too.
Playing good.
Aaron Rodgers
He
turned it
playing
around
good.
after their first game, man. You know, I can't take no away from Brady
He's
either. So, you know, Brady and that's your top 6.
yeah, you know, he thinks Rodgers is a bum. Well, not a bum, but you know, highly overrated, the most overrated player.
And I get that. I get that's your opinion. Like, I feel
I
Wentz
don't.
is a bum. So I don't understand why he come at me with the bum thing for Wentz. And Aaron Rodgers is a far better quarterback for him to be
but I
considered the
never
most
call Aaron Rodgers a bum.
overrated. Yeah, but
I
you call him
never
the
called
most
him a bum.
overrated, period. This dude was his last 3 games have come from him leading his team down there with mere seconds left on the clock to get the game-winning field goal or something like that. You know,
Against
Well,
bad teams though. Come on, DeRon. Chargers, Browns.
no, Chargers, Browns. So, I want to believe in the Browns, man. I do. I want to say they turned the corner, but that was just a bad loss for them, man. Because I felt like they had control of the game, and you know, I actually left the game like, okay, they're gonna do it, and come back to see, you know, Herbert throw. Did he throw like 420, 4 something?
there's 398.
398. So I'm thinking their team is defense, and to let them boys go, what is it, like 28 in a 21 in the fourth quarter? Well, it was something crazy.
I thought it was 20. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm putting it up right now. I thought it was 26. Let's go 26
in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. Like, oh man, that
Well,
right
you
there,
know.
With that team, it's supposed to be a run-heavy team that plays good defense, and the quarterback hope don't make too many mistakes. For your defense to do that, then you already know when they play a Buffalo, they play a Kansas City, they're not going to be able to hold up. And that takes them out of that status for me.
I don't know about Kansas City, but I can see Buffalo. I can see Buffalo. I don't know about Kansas City. Yeah, man, Faker Mayfield at his finest. Like, you had the running game going, you know, and as my brother just said, a good quarterback pool gets that home. He gets that home. You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
Like,
Now
they
you
came
can't.
back in
You
the fourth
can't.
quarter and tied that game. Faker had to make a play, man. You got to make a throw or something. Like, you got to do something, my G. You know what I'm saying? You can't just let them come all the way back and pass you up. You know what I'm saying? And you don't do nothing about it. And that dude there is the biggest front runner. Because when he throwing touchdowns and they running for long touchdowns, that boy, man, I don't know. He might be the best running. Chubb is that boy is a beast. A dude that big shouldn't move that fast, man. Chubb is a beast. But that dude is out there prancing around and he dancing and, you know, all the little theatrics. But then when it's time, when they call your name, when they call your number, you don't show up, boy. You want to cover your head with a towel and go hide somewhere. Faker Mayfield, man. They're gonna have to give it up. It's no way that they could pay him to be the long-term answer, bro. Like they can't do it. They can't do it.
To all our subscribers, do you see the hypocrisy right here?
Yeah, that's
see the hypocrisy right here.
There was hypocrisy right there, man.
Come
I
on now,
gotta give it to you,
he
Tony.
didn't throw no interceptions. He didn't throw
No,
no
he didn't.
interceptions to cost the game. He threw for 300
Threw
yards,
for
two
300
TDs.
yards.
He
Yeah.
threw no interceptions to affect the game.
Did he put his team in
So
position? Did he put his team in position to win the game?
his
But
defense
that's
came back, and his
Did
defense
he
let them
put
come
his
back.
team in position to win the game? That's my question.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
just
The
saying, like
hypocrisy.
it's
The hypocrisy.
hypocrisy. But
I don't have a problem with you calling him Faker
Put
Mayfield.
his
I don't
team
have a
in
problem with it.
position to win the
let
game
him finish,
multiple times.
Antoine. He was talking. He was talking.
I was talking. He interrupted me. Talking about hypocrisy. See the hypocrisy? Like I'm talking.
He's done.
How you gonna tell me what I'm doing? What we doing? What we doing? I got a time limit. Like, tell me how many minutes I got. But like I was saying before, I was unceremoniously interrupted. Dude, gotta make a play, man. You gotta make a play. You gotta turn the tide. You see the momentum. You gotta get your team in position to win the game. And he couldn't do it. He taking sacks.
That was defense.
He taking sacks.
So
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna say he probably did cost him the game. He probably did cost him the game. He probably did. I understand that the defense gave up 26 points in the fourth quarter.
The defense, yes.
but at the same time, he probably cost him the game, man. Them sacks and stuff that he took, them sacks that he took late in the fourth quarter.
There was one bad one.
Like those are game-changing plays. You cannot let that happen. You just can't.
Carson took sacks in the fourth quarter too. I'm just saying, I don't have a problem with you calling him Faker Mayfield. I don't have a problem at all. But don't not come up on here and rip me for calling Carson a bum, and then you want to say that he basically a bum, garbage, and Faker Mayfield and all that for the same exact thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disputing with you. You feel how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You feel he cost the game? Okay. But come on now. Let's be consistent, bro. That's all I'm saying. All I can say is all I can say is, like I said, Herbert's legit, and this is why I say, I put him up there to help to lead the pack on MVP because he's a good quarterback. He put his team on his back and scored 26 unanswered points to win the game. That's what good quarterbacks do. That's not what Mayfield did. That's not what Wentz did. That's why one person calls him a faker, the other one calls the other dude a bum, because they would. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying about it. But it was a good game, very high scoring game. Wasn't no defense seemed to be around anywhere. It was a shootout, and that boy Herbert he's the better quarterback. I do agree with you.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Browns cannot. They can't think he's the long-term solution for them. Now, I mean, they're doing better than they had done in years. Since he's been there, these last 2 or 3 years, they have been doing pretty good. But he's got to elevate himself to the next level if they're gonna go anywhere, and he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
He's got to get to the next level.
Yeah, he's still young. I know everybody kind of hard on him.
He's been there too long, though.
He's high profile. He's been there what, 5 years? He's on his first contract.
Yeah, look at Herbert, second year.
Contract.
Burrow, second year.
You're gonna have your guys. You're gonna have your guys that's like that, Burrow, and but everybody ain't like that. Everybody ain't franchise quarterback. But they're a good, solid quarterback, and you get what you wish for. You know what I'm saying? And you just think you can go grab anything off the street. You're gonna get what you wish for.
Well, I mean,
now, if something comes up,
it's not like he's doing a whole lot where he's carrying them. I mean,
he's not carrying them, no.
Right. So is hey, Aaron Rodgers gonna be free. Move heaven and earth. You understand?
He ain't going to Cleveland. Going to Cleveland.
He will. Aaron, if you gonna pay Aaron with the talent that Cleveland got, because ultimately he wants to win. That's what Aaron wants. He wants to win. They got plenty of offensive talent, defensive talent. You know what I'm saying? The offense that they running is somewhat similar to what they running in Green Bay right now. You move heaven and earth and you pay Aaron Rodgers 45, 46 million, 47 million, to come to Cleveland. 50 million if you got to. Move heaven and earth to get him. And baby, he can live up to the hype. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the Bears and the Raiders, mostly because John Gruden resigned.
I was wondering we was gonna talk about that.
About this whole quasi scandal. With the
Guess how we feel about it? I haven't seen the remarks. Okay. That being said, what I don't like this waiting so long before you happen to bring about stuff he said a decade ago. As long as he was up in that booth commentating, he come to the Raiders 2 years there. Not one time did any of this come out. Y'all can't tell me that it took y'all 10 years to find this out. Now he got the Raiders kind of rolling. Look like they're trying to do a little something. And all of a sudden you got these emails about all these comments and all of that stuff. No, he's not right. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he should be held accountable. Now that we know, but why wait so long for us to know? Why is it taking so long? What is going on behind the scenes that you just decide you're going to destroy this man's life by putting out emails he sent in 2011? It's 2021. And I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about period. I am so sick of people waiting until, somebody do or say something they don't like behind closed doors, and now you want to blow up their whole life. I don't like it. That's just me, though.
I say this, and I work for a company that has company emails. It's the dumbest thing in the world to use the company emails and make emails like that. That is true. You can't, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do that now, if it was his emails, I wouldn't even care. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do, because you're right, Tony. 10 years later. But if you own company email or you own company anything, everybody know that once they have the access to look up that and hold you accountable for your job in that building, and that's my thing. I thought that was just dumb. If you use your personal email to make your all the comments that you want. If he would have did that, I wouldn't really care at all. But I work for a company. We got our own emails, and I know even if it's later and they find out you was doing something on their computer, on company time, acting crazy, they're gonna let you go.
No, and I agree with that. I got to work for a company, same thing. We got company email. You don't say ignorant stuff on your company email. But I doubt very seriously that my company email, where I'm at, if I was to leave and then 10 years later, all of a sudden somebody miraculously come across my company emails from 10 years ago, and now you want to put it out there, you know what I'm saying, and try to destroy my life? Come on, man. Your company email, somebody monitoring that on a more regular basis than a decade later. Somebody knew. So somebody was actively hiding that until now. Somebody decided, you know what, this is a good thing I can put in my back pocket to bribe with or use for later or whatever the case may be, and now he's going to 10 years later put that out. I don't care for it. Like I said, now that we know, yeah, you got to be held accountable. If resigning from your job, your position is what you felt and the company felt, then okay. But, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, it's part of that, the culture that is today. Same thing.
Culture.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's any type of dirt on you, anything that they feel like an outrage, Twitter and Instagram, there's somebody who will put it out. You know what I'm saying? And like that's just what a society is today. It's just like Sterling, where he was having that conversation with a chick that he was rocking with. And as soon as she got mad, she had been recording and leaked their conversation. That man had to sell his team. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was racist stuff that he said, and I don't agree that, or I don't feel like an owner of a pro sports team where 90% of your employees are black, and you saying racist stuff about black people. I don't think that that's a good look. I also don't think that if I came out my pocket and paid for this team, and I'm the owner of this team, that I should be forced to sell it. I don't care what I said. You know what I'm saying? I paid for that team.
I wouldn't have sold it.
Right. And that's
I
what I'm
paid for that
saying.
team.
That too.
So I don't think that I should be forced to sell it. Now, if I just decide that, I want to sell it, I want, the storm that then came, I want to just duck off somewhere and go hide, that's one thing. But don't sit up and come and tell me that the board of governors then decided that you got to sell. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cuss y'all out. And this is the family show, and I ain't gonna tell you what I would have told them people. But just understand, there would have been some rude words exchanged in that meeting, and they would have had to take me all the way to the Supreme Court because I ain't selling. And before I do, I burn that stadium down. And it wasn't even a stadium. It was the Lakers. I would have burnt it down. You know what I'm saying? But back to John Gruden. He said something along the lines of the dude who was over player personnel, DeMorris Smith.
Maurice. That him.
DeMorris, yeah, said that he had lips like Michelin tires or something. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the outrageous thing ultimately that he said. I'm sorry. If you got some big ass lips, you just got some big ass lips. That don't make me a racist because I say that you got big lips. That's basically what he was saying.
It'd have been different if he'd have said, "Yeah, all black people have lips like Michelin tires." So yeah, but if you got some soup coolers, man, then you got some soup coolers. You know what I'm saying?
If he said that
That's
nigga
not
got
racist.
big lips, that nigga got big lips, or that blackie or that darkie got big lips, then I can understand. But he just pointing out what he considers a flaw. You know what I'm saying? he with his lips like Michelin tire. That's not right. I'm not gonna call that man a racist off of that. Right. Now, if they got some more emails where he done said something racist, then that's another thing. But that alone, that's not racist to me. I don't care if it came from a white man. And that alone shouldn't force me to have to resign.
Right. Because I've seen some white people with big lips now, whether they got them injected or not. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some white people with big lips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just because you say that man got some big lips, you got soup coolers, you got soup coolers. I mean, hey, it is what it is. He may have been mad about something, and he chose to say with that. But I'm with you. I don't consider that racist on the surface of what we know. It must be something else. It's gonna have to be something else.
To me, it gotta be. It gotta be.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the first thing came out, and people and whoever is leaking this wanted to see, what the outrage level was gonna be, what the backlash was gonna be, and being that it was like, okay, people looking at it like, okay, it was 10 years ago. Yeah, he made a little statement. You could consider it racist, but to me, it really ain't right. All right, whatever. Yeah. And maybe they, said, hey, something else finna come out. Or something else then went to the owners or the people in the front office, and they say this is what's finna come out, and they made him resign because otherwise, go ahead, D.
Well, when I saw the press conference, he was visibly uncomfortable. I really do think it was him to say, you know what, he did not want to talk about it. He didn't want to deal with it. I think he would just say, you know what, I don't even want to deal with this. And I think he made a decision. I think he could have stayed. I think he could have weathered the storm. He wanted to and had the little protests that people would have had, but it wasn't so so bad for he would have got fired to me. But I can tell when he was doing the interview, he was like, he didn't even want to talk about it. He answered a little bit, he walked off. So I really do think it was him that made that decision.
Yeah, I mean, and probably with like my brother said, with this council culture now, man, you got so many people that are making a decision about what you said, what you did, and how you meant it on snippets of the conversation. That's like, I haven't seen it. I didn't even know what he said. And so no, I can't sit up here and say the man was being racist and he made a racist comment. Now my brother tell me, he make a statement about the dude had lips like a Michelin tire. I mean, I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm sorry. That was funny when it was said to me. It kind of was. I'm trying to keep it, family oriented. I'm trying to be respectful of all those who are offended, But I mean, come on, man. How many times we didn't told some people, you got some old big soup coolers up there, joking around and all that. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be mad, you might rip somebody, and say with your big old soup coolers. I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, not racist. Cancel culture right now is getting ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because we are jumping on to small little snippets of stuff. And I agree with my brother. Maybe it's some people, I don't know if he said, maybe people are throwing stuff out there just to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he said this. Let me put that. Let me see if this will do something. And then that don't work. Then you come with something else. Kind of remind me of Deshaun Watson. Everything didn't come out at first. You know what I'm saying? A little bit came out. Wanted to see how people react. Oh, okay, that wasn't the reaction I wanted. Let me put a little bit more out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, let me put a little bit more out. Oh, well, people still don't believe me. Let me go ahead and jump it up to 20-something women. You know what I'm saying? Because the 1 or 2 wasn't enough. It's ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, because initially, I know this is veering way off subject, but what you touched on originally, like, first of all, nobody ever said nothing bad about him until he wanted to be traded out of Houston. So Texans fans feel that there's a conspiracy theory that with the organization is the one behind this. I don't believe that. But at the end of the day, I think what initially came out as 1 woman or 2 women, it wasn't even criminal charges they was trying to sue. So most people like, oh, this is a money grab. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get this dude for some money. Because if you really didn't got assaulted, if this man did really sexually assaulted you, you know what I'm saying, did something criminal or whatever, you go into the laws. You can get money on the back end, but what's immediately needs to be addressed is the fact that you was assaulted, and so you need to go to the authorities and get this man locked up so he ain't doing it to somebody else. Instead, that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case with none of them. But perception changed when they got to 5 women and 6 women and 7 women. 10 women. Now it's like, well, all these women ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? All of them ain't lying. But even me, even with that, I'm gonna keep it funky. And I know that people ain't gonna probably agree with this or like it. I feel like this is a bandwagon type thing. Because any woman that dealt with him, what I heard was most of the women was Instagram models that he would visit with in different places, different states or whatever, and they give him the massages. He, get him for massage or whatever. He meet these women on Instagram. They supposed to be Instagram models. This is what I heard. So if I'm an Instagram model and I didn't deal with Deshaun Watson, and there's 3 women, 4 women, 5 women that came out with this lawsuit, I'm thinking, well, dang, they about to get paid. Let me throw my head in the ring.
I gave him a massage.
This ain't no court of law. You know what I'm saying? I can't be held for perjury or nothing like that. Let me throw my head in the ring. See if I can get me a couple $100K, a couple million or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Because again, I feel like if the man truly, truly assaulted you, you not worried about no money. I have never known a woman or a girl that done been raped or molested or assaulted by a man, and instead of them thinking, I want to either kill him or I want him to go to jail, they thinking about getting paid.
Right.
That's just my personal experience. So
I agree with you. I
But
agree with
we
you.
didn't veer way off. I'm sorry, y'all. But I want to touch on the whole resignation of John Gruden. Let's get to the game. Chicago, what's this? The second game they didn't won in a row, or two out the
No,
last three?
Yeah,
no, I thought they lost the last two.
Well, I know
I thought
they
they
won the one when he came in for Andy Dalton. They
They
won
won
that
that
one.
one. Okay,
And
okay,
they
okay.
won that one.
maybe. Well,
It was last week then. I
Yeah,
think
they
he
won
lost
that
the
one
last
20.
week because he
They won
played.
that one 20-17, if I'm not mistaken. And then last week they lost.
Yeah.
So they backdoored and they won this game. Fields definitely looked better. And I think he looked better last week too than he did
he
when he
did.
first
He was
came
like
in.
11-17.
Yeah,
He did.
right. So
They actually won last week too because they beat the Lions.
okay, so yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was about to say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
don't know
second
why.
game in a row. And
I
we
guess because
all
how bad he played.
I think we all took the Raiders.
Yeah, because we were
Yeah,
talking about
we
his
had
his
to.
poor performance. And so we all
Yeah,
didn't
plus the
trust him.
Raiders have been playing well. So
Yeah,
we had took the Raiders, but he played better than he has been playing. So you can see it, um, Nagy and them, they putting together some game plans for him. He's starting to see things a little bit better, executing. They run game was really, really successful, and that defense stepped up big time. Derek Carr, looked like Derek Carr from a couple years ago when the Raiders wasn't winning. You know what I'm saying? They was getting after that boy. They made it. It was a tough day for him. So the Bears look like they might be turning things around.
yeah. I wonder, since we spoke on Gruden and everything, I wonder how much of that affected the team's play
That's another.
today.
Yep, you're
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder how much that affected because they didn't. Now let's be real. Let's be honest. The Raiders have been playing well in the second half of most of their games. They've been going down early. They start off very slow the last few games, and Chicago's defense actually came back to life, I guess you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Played very well this week, and it just made it hard for him to come back. But I still have to wonder how much of what's going on with Gruden in this week leading up to the game affected the team in some way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think it
that's
did.
definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. And maybe if he did resign, like Deron said, just decided to be done with it, maybe that was the thing. Like now I'm gonna be a distraction every week because not only do I have to answer the questions, they asking my players this. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Asking my players question about this, and so it's just him not wanting to be a distraction for the team and being the reason why they season goes down the drain. But it's gonna be a big loss for them, in my opinion, because I think him and Derek Carr this year just got on the same page. Where Derek knows what he wants, John Gruden knows what he can do and can't do, and it seemed like they was gelling this year, man. So ultimately,
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I
It
don't know
yeah,
who's
is.
gonna take
It
over.
is for that team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna take over for them, and hopefully their season don't go down the drain behind this.
yeah. Hopefully they can kind of rally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And not, now that he resigned, he's gone. The questions and everything for them should start to diminish some. Maybe they can get back on track to what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? And they don't lose much with the interim coach that they bring in. Which there should be somebody on the staff. So, you know, hopefully him that dude and Gruden had a good enough relationship to where he kind of understand what Gruden wanted to do and is able to still execute that to some extent. And of course, they're gonna put their own little twist on it. Maybe they see some things, help this team get to a faster start because they have been starting very slow in their games and just been able to pull it out in the second half. So we'll see.
Before we move on to the next game, I wanna
There we go.
give a brief apology in the game that we touched on already to Lamar Jackson. I've been talking about how the man can't throw the ball, you know, and stuff
I
like
mentioned
that.
that.
You know what I'm saying? And the man, He acted a donkey, man,
Ball.
throwing that ball.
Ball.
Yeah.
You
He
know
had
what I'm saying?
almost 400
His
yards.
he was over 400.
Was
And
it?
his accuracy was
Over
really
four,
good.
Yeah.
His ball placement was good
four
tonight.
touchdowns.
Yeah, and
442.
all of it
$35.
in the second half and overtime. I gotta tip my cap, you know,
Yeah.
to Lamar, man,
Yeah.
and get that man his flowers, because I have been down on him throwing the rock, and he showed up big time tonight. And I spent so much time defending Carson Wentz, I didn't get that man his props. So I gotta give Lamar Jackson his props. Boy balled out tonight, man. And if he continues to play like that, you know what I'm saying? Josh Allen gonna have a fight on his hand. For real. He gonna have a fight on his hands, man. Because now Lamar Jackson is the one winning games. It ain't the running game. It ain't the defense. Lamar Jackson is putting that team on his shoulders and winning. And he did it to Kansas City. He did it against the Raiders, even though it was horrible defense they played with them 30 seconds left. And he did it again against the Colts. So hey, shout out to Lamar Jack, man. All right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Respect.
49ers Cardinals.
I didn't really get to watch much of it. All I can say is it looked like it was a pretty good defensive game. I see, maybe I was a little wrong on Trey Lance needing a full week of practice. I mean, I don't think he did bad. I think he'll kind of be like Justin Fields did. Justin Fields, his first full week didn't do that great. And then this week, you know what I'm saying? He looked pretty good. And I think Trey Lance can do the same thing, calm himself down. Another full week of being a number one quarterback, getting the number one reps. You know what I'm saying? Because, it was a 17-10 game. So it's not like the Niners got blown out. Not like they got blown out at all. He made some bad mistakes. I know he threw at least one pick. He's got to learn to just one. He's got to get to a point where he first option is to take off and run when he don't see that first read. He's got to learn to go through his progressions. Trust his line a little bit and not want to take off. You're not in college no more, young man. You're in the pros. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to learn to trust your line, move around in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to necessarily take off all of it. Keep your eyes downfield. But I think he'll get there.
I think he led the team in rushing, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
Yep.
He led the team in rushing. The only thing I was gonna say is that this run to pass. He can just kind of get that in them because he's got good legs, got good feet. Just run the pass and at least try to do something with the ball in the air. Because you cutting your career. You can't keep doing that. You just can't keep doing it.
Yeah, man. This was a tough game to watch for me, being a 49er fan. My defense for the last 2 weeks has begun to look more and more like what I expected them. At least last week for the first half. Once we came
first half,
we came out of halftime, and Jimmy had been ruled out. Jimmy had been ruled out for the rest of the game. George Kittle was hobbled. I think my defense may have kind of let the rope go a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yesterday, my defense was phenomenal, man. I mean, outside of a ticket tack trash pass interference call on Josh Norman, my defense played extremely well. We held down the run. We kept them in check in the passing game. If I'm not mistaken, we probably outgained Arizona totally. You know what I'm saying? Went forward, but we was like 1 of 8 or 1 of 9 on third down. I think we was 0 for on fourth down. It forced Shanahan to chop the playbook down so much because of Lance's limitations. You know what I'm saying? We didn't. I remember maybe 1, maybe 2 plays all game where he put Lance under center, had him turn his back to the defense, you know what I'm saying, on a play fake, and then turn around and throw the ball. That is a staple of the offense. You know, the zone read, the stretch runs, you know, outside. That's a staple of the offense. And if you know the history of Shanahan, his most successful quarterbacks has been Ryan and Matt Shaw. And both of those quarterbacks had the ability to turn their back to the defense, either hand it, or when you come back around and look back at the defense to know where you're going with the football. You know what I'm saying? Where you supposed to go, where your men are supposed to be, and can get rid of the football in a timely manner. And that's something that he struggles with. Even in shotgun, where you got 2 receivers to the left and 2 receivers to the right, he's not understanding what he's looking at to know pre-snap which side of the field that you gonna, you know, pick to you know, go through your progression zone, because they're giving him one side reads. You know what I'm saying? So you may have a smash concept on the left, you may have a stretch concept on the right, but according to what the defense is showing you pre-snap, gives you the information that, okay, so this dude is backed off on the left, so a smash concept is where I need to look because the flat is going to be open. He's taking the deep, you know, the deep third, but he's not understanding. He's on the opposite side, you know, where the cover 2 side, where everybody driving on slants. Like, everybody is driving on that. And now you forcing the ball in the cover, and now you want to duck and take off and run. So that's why I said that he's not ready. Shanahan has said he's not ready. Jimmy has his faults. You know what I'm saying? He's not a perfect quarterback. He has his own issues. But at the very least, Jimmy, pre-snap, knows what he's looking at. He's seen enough defenses, either straight up or disguised, to understand where the ball is going. You know what I'm saying? And then when with Trey Lance, the times where he do look on the right side, he's still a little bit late getting the ball out. You know what I'm saying? So now the ball is getting deflected. The ball is behind the receiver. You know what I'm saying? The defense now is reacting to his eyes and where he's staring down this side of the field, and they breaking up. So, like, those are the issues. What I'm expecting, we on the bye week this week. And so we're going to be playing the Colts in 2 weeks. Shannon said after the game that this was a 1-game thing, that if Jimmy is healthy, Jimmy going to be back to starter. That's the route that he has to go. Yes, Trey Lance has a lot of talent. He's a talented kid. You can see the promise. He shows flashes, so you can see the promise of what he can potentially be. But right now, at this moment, he's not ready. He was the most raw quarterback of any of the first-round quarterbacks that was coming out. You know what I'm saying? And he needed to sit more than anybody else, even though they say, well, he ain't played in a year, so he needs to play. Yeah, but you don't want to put him in a bad situation where he has footwork issues, throwing mechanic issues. He's going from a FCS school to the NFL. The speed, the defense, like, he's never seen these types of things when he was in college. And have to learn a new playbook and new teammates. You know what I'm saying? Get used to the speed of the game. Like, it's just he's not ready. So tough game to watch for me. We had opportunities to win this game. I would have been ecstatic if we would have been able to pull it off, but I still would have understood that he still needs to go back to the bench when Jimmy's ready. So perfect time for a bye week, in my opinion, for my squad. We needed this bye week more than anything else. All right, let's go on ahead and move to the Giants and the Texas team up north.
Tony, go ahead, man.
Go first, man.
You know,
Come on, put on your sombrero, man. Put something on.
He about
Oh, he
to
gotta go off camera to put his sombrero.
I keep forgetting to go get me one because I was gonna go today. So he's gonna
until
do
we lose.
he's gonna do the
Every
positives.
winning week, you're gonna see it.
He's gonna do most of the positive. Um, it's a win. I take the win, but I mean, we played a team that was depleted heavily on offense, injury wise. Maybe even some on defense. You know, Saquon go out. All your top receivers out, although the kid Tony played very well, did a very good job. You know, he's up and coming. Daniel Jones goes out. We were supposed to beat them. You know, we were supposed to dominate them, in my opinion. This is one of those games we were supposed to win. I take no big, you know, thing away from it. You know, it was a game we did what we were supposed to do. We started off a little slow. You know, um, some people saying, we played a complete game. I'm sorry, for me, it's the Giants. you know, we somewhat of a complete game. The way we dominated, let me say it that way.
The second
we dominated.
half
The way we dominated just they ain't that big a deal to me. It's again the Giants. They was without a lot of people. Yes, everybody has injuries. You got to play that way. Next man up, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But with the team we had, we were supposed to dominate. So, I take the win, but this is not no staple win for me. This is not something, I'm just gonna really, brag about or be all excited about. It ain't changed no way that I thought about us before now. We do have a lot of work still left to do on the back end of that defense. Um, I was gonna come on here and talk about how I want to get rid of Anthony Brown, but every time I want to do that, he does something that kind of give him an extra week. That pick six, you know what I'm saying? I like that. That pick six. That's what I want to see from him on a consistent basis. That's what I want to see from him on a consistent basis. And stop giving up so many big plays. Other than that, man, I'm gonna let Deron do all the other stuff.
Yeah. I take care of it. I take care of it. Don't even worry about it. First of all, let me say this, man. The one thing that I love about this show is that, especially when we do it on Sunday night, is that we get to have our opinion before we hear the so-called experts of what their opinions about this team. Everybody, basically we said what I said, and if you watch the games, there's no doubt about it, is a Super Bowl caliber type team. We have not dominated 4 quarters, and that's what I want to see. Us dominate 4 quarters. It was a close first half. I knew right before halftime when we drove down the field and scored right before half. I was like, I really didn't even watch the game too much. I was in and out, and I'm usually stuck to the game. I knew that was it. Now, I hear, Tony, that we're not going to get excited about the win, but in the way that we are winning, this is what good teams do, that put together runs that is just overwhelming for boys. And you don't see that with everybody. This is the NFL, Giants play all the games are close, and most games are going to be close. There's not too many games you're going to see somebody rush for 200, throw for 300. That don't happen every game. It just doesn't. I don't care who you are, who you playing. So, if you watch the game, you can see that we're going to be a problem, period. Randy Gregory, was throwing boards around. Diggs. I I hate to keep saying it, but I told y'all first week that when I saw the boy, I looked at him. I said he's special. And the one thing I was gonna say before this game, I was like, the one thing we haven't got to see him at is deep passes, because I don't think his top end speed is great. I think he's long strided, and even though that pass was, he had to cut it off. He had to cut it off. It wasn't a great pass, but he was there. Even if he would have caught it, he was there to make the tackle, and he dropped an interception. I might have undersold him. You know what I'm saying? He's looked like defensive player of the year, but I ain't gonna go there yet. But
Some of Diggs.
I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know how you cannot see what this boy is doing and how you could tell somebody to pump the brakes, because the boy he's dominating. He's almost getting to the point where teams are gonna be like, I'm not gonna throw his way, yet. And then another rookie. I don't know what to call him, the big O, 0097. I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure it out. But you gonna learn about this dude by the end of the year, especially when Gallimore come back and he's freed up even more, and when Marcus Lawrence come back. My goodness, that defensive line gonna be special. But that boy, the rookie, number 97,
Osa. His name Osa something.
Yeah, the big O, 00. You know what I'm saying? The boy, he's getting better week by week, and with Gregory doing, he's doing, him doing, he's doing, Gallimore coming back, Lawrence coming back. I can't wait to see what it's gonna be. I watched the game and I went back and watched some other games, and we are daring teams to pass on us. We're literally, you watch our game, count how many people in the box. Once we get grooving on defense, we always have 8 to 9 people in the box. I believe, because I believe, like I told Tony, I think my coaches know we do not want guys running on us. We are determined to stop the run, and we are confident enough that our pass rush is going to get there. Which I told my brother, it helps Diggs out. Diggs knows 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I can start making moves, and it's because the pass rush has been so much better than I didn't see it in a long time. Man, the monster, the boy, the little things that he does that doesn't get recognized is to me just key. The backbone. I cannot say he's a guy that carried a team, because it's without a shadow of a doubt, is that the play calling that Kellen Moore is giving Dak, that one play where he fakes the sweep, Zeke goes in the flat. The play call was great, but you got to understand how good Dak was to sell it. Not the pitch, but to sell it like, I'm going somewhere else. It put that guy in a position where he was like, oh, I'm supposed to go with Zeke. Oh, well, no, what I'm going to do? And it's literally, he couldn't do nothing, because Dak played. He knew he was going back to Zeke the whole time, and he played it like, yeah, I'm gonna pause you, and then I'm gonna let that ball go. Same thing he kind of did with Lamb, with the perfect ball when he dropped it in. The only team I see that I would say is better than us is the Buffalo Bills, only because I think they're complete on both sides of the field. I think they're not a better running team, but they're explosive on offense, and they have a good, solid defense. I don't think we're a good, solid defense just yet. I think we put people in bad positions, or what we do. But like I said, man, I hope you and Dre keep that same energy, because I guess since the expert said it now, it's supposed to be true. When I've been trying to tell y'all this before everybody started talking about we Super Bowl, we Super Bowl, we Super Bowl. Because I'm not just looking at the stats and telling people how it is. I'm looking at these games and I'm telling you how it's gonna be. I'm telling you, I haven't seen this team. To me and the Cowboys, and y'all know my brother even calls me. I'm pessimistic, on sports. I thought the Dallas Mavericks when they played Miami, I couldn't believe in it. When we had Dak and it was 13-3 season, I told y'all, man, I don't believe in it. This is the only time y'all didn't see me in years that I look at this team and I'm like, we got something. Because you're right, Tony, we supposed to beat that team, but we're not supposed to blow them out like it ain't nothing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
we
saying?
are. They
When
was
you're a
missing too
really
many
good team,
people.
I know when you're a really good team, you are. When and this is it. I say this. This is another thing when I saw it, I was like, we can do whatever we want, when we want, how we want. We made a goal line stand, and we almost made two of them. You know, goal line
Yeah.
stands, and we got the ball at the 2 yard line. And my wife was actually sitting next to me. Was like, "Man, that's a long way to go." And I said, "Babe, all you got to do is get 10 yards at a time. That's it. Just get 10 yards at a time." And if you play, and we got a 15 yard penalty on that one because of what Steele did, unsportsmanlike. It didn't phase us none. We marched down there and we scored. And she was like, "You right. Yeah, it's a special team." And the only thing I can see beating us, because I know y'all gonna beat them, but the only thing I can see beating the Dallas Cowboys right now is any given Sunday. That's it. We can play with anybody, everybody, everywhere, but any given Sunday, you can lose. So I'm gonna keep saying this. So I was hoping Dre was on here because I want to hear y'all Stephen A. Smith fake laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because as the week keep going, them boys gonna shut y'all up, and I can't wait. I like the fact that y'all so strong on it that it can't be true, because now y'all can't do what y'all like to do and jump on it and be like, yeah, you right, because you right. They is Super Bowl because it take away some of my thunder. So it's gonna be a good year for them boys and for y'all to eat all this crow, man. Oh, I'm gonna love it. I really am gonna love it.
Yeah. I don't know. Uh, I'm still waiting. So I guess I'm playing you this year.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
playing
I'm
me
not
this year.
trusting it too much right now because
The
our
Kool-Aid
schedule
is
just
full.
didn't. The schedule just didn't. Is so favorable for us to an extent. Now I gotta. When you look at it, 2 of the 4 teams we big, have winning records. That's how in the past. That's how some people judge it. You know what I'm saying? When we would win, and we beat sorry teams. My brother Dre, come on here. Y'all ain't beat nobody. Everybody got a losing record. Da 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 da. You ain't beat nobody with a. So we have beaten 2 teams who at this point, still has a winning record.
But let
Patriots,
me
I
say
don't
this
see
on real
being
quick.
much of a
I'm gonna say
challenge.
this. Let me say this real quick. What I'm saying to that is that it is real easy to look at stats and tell people how it is. People that can watch the game and tell you how it will be, that's how you know they knowing what they're looking at. I will give Antoine this about his team. There was one particular year he said, "Hey, D, we gonna do this," and I was like, "Man," and I didn't see it, but he knew his team, and he came back and said, "I told you we was gonna score 25 points," because he was able to look at his team and know what was gonna happen. Yeah, they can do all this. Look at the stat. Well, you did this, and this is what you are. That's easy. That's real easy. But can you look at a game and say this is what it's going to be? And like I'll say this, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. If I had the ability to watch every NFL game start to finish, I do believe I could tell you how things would be with teams. And I watch my squad start to finish, and I'm telling you, and that's why I'm confident enough to know, barring injury, but that's every NFL team that this team can really do something. The only thing that can beat this is any given Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you per se. I mean, we hung in there with Super Bowl champs, reigning Super Bowl champs. played a good game. We beat the Chargers, who we all agree, up and coming. Herbert's legit. They've only lost the one game that was to us. Good game. Eagles, you know, that's the game we should have won. They ain't that impressive. So they ain't impressive at all, to be honest with you, right now. Um, you got Carolina. They came in undefeated, but they hadn't beat anybody up to that point, really. You know what I'm saying? Giants, nothing else to say. We got Patriots. That's a game we should win. Minnesota, now, they're not a bad team, but they're not really a good team. They haven't put everything together. Got some injuries. Broncos, they done lost, two straight now. They started out 3-0. You know what I'm saying? We all talked about how good they looked at first, but we also agreed by the time they played us, or right before they played us, they hadn't played anybody. Falcons, come on, there's nothing else to be said. Now, three games I'm a little worried about. It's going to be somewhat of a test to me, somewhat. And we'll see when we get there, though. Week 11, we got Kansas City. Week 12, we got the Raiders. Now, Gruden's gone, so that may change. But if Gruden would have been here, all this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a good test for us to see what we did. And then you got the Saints. We got to see where they at. You know what I'm saying? They 3-2, lost a couple of games. Winston's a little up and down. He's consistent, no different than he was in Tampa Bay, really. He's just got a better core team around him, seems like, to where they're able to pull out some games. They did lose Taysom Hill. So we got to see how that's going to affect the way they play.
Before you go through the whole season,
I'm not going to whole season. That was it. That was the only three I wanted to mention.
That you mentioned that I do feel that people are going to be surprised that we have struggled with, I think, is the Patriots and Denver, because I do think a good running team that has a good defense is going to present something to us, because it's going to take away opportunities from my offense to score, because if we get enough chances, we've shown that we will finally get on point. We have not, in the beginning of a game, just taken over like we have in the second half of a game. And I think those two teams, they're going to, anybody willing to stick with the run and say, you know what, I'm not getting 4 yards of carry, but you know what, I'm eating 45 seconds off of the time clock. And I think Bill Belichick is going to do that. And he's going to say, you know what, I'll give you underneath. Can you be patient enough? I'm going to stop the run, and I'm not going to give up the big plays. I think Denver's going to present that, and I don't think people, when they see that game, they're going to be like, man, how do they struggle with those two teams? Kansas City, I'm not worried about, because they can't stop the run. And to me, we'll get on Kansas City. I think Mahomes and got a little, in his hypeness. He going to concerts, he's showing up places. After a game, it's something up that's they just not the same right now. But I'm worried about those other teams. And I know you said I'm actually, if we play somebody, I'll be worried about Cleveland. I know how y'all think about Cleveland, but I think Cleveland is a bad matchup for us.
I don't see that we play Cleveland. Yeah, no, we don't play Cleveland. But no,
we don't.
My point is, this is the point I mentioned. This is the point I mentioned. I'm not saying we're gonna blow them out, and those are necessarily games we should win. But when I say whether teams I'm worried about or not worried, I'm not necessarily worried about the Broncos as far as the legitimacy of our record and where we at, and whether everybody wants to now. And I'm gonna go ahead and admit this. My brother said that we start winning like this, we was gonna be overhyped. I hate to admit it right now. I feel we overhyped. I do. Because the thing is, we play Denver, we're going to be favored. We play Minnesota, I believe we will be favored. We play the Patriots next week, we will be favored. So the only game I see that we may not be favored, Kansas City. Depending on how Oakland is now, if they'd have kept rolling like they had been, before today and Gruden quitting and all that, and even if they still rolling, you know what I'm saying? Depending on how we play between now and then, they may or may not be favored. Same thing with the Saints. But Saints got a very good defense, a lot of offensive weapons. Jameson is the only weak link, in my opinion, and then he has his days. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kansas City, no. Their defense is trash right now, but Mahomes admitted to, needing to reevaluate himself and the things he's doing and the decisions he's making. that offense is still explosive. Our secondary, our defense is not there yet. We'll see what we get by the time we get there, but we're not there to necessarily shut them down. So I see it being a high scoring game. Whoever has the ball last is the one that end up winning that game. Now, do we have the offense to do that? Yes. But Mahomes is a special kid. You know what I'm saying? If it's in a shootout, it's anybody's game.
Yeah,
That's the
any
only
given
reason why I
Sunday.
worry.
Any given
That's the only
Sunday.
reason why. That's the only reason why I would worry about them because I know what they can do. You know, and that boy, what is his name? Hunt? Is that Hunt or Hill that's over there with Kansas? I get them
No,
mixed up.
no, he in Cleveland.
Well, what's the one? Hill? Is it Hill?
Yeah,
Little short
Tyreek
wide
Hill, even
receiver,
though he
Tyreek
got a
Hill.
short,
Yeah, I
yeah.
always get them boys mixed up. Bobby Short was on Kansas City at one point. You know, who do we got gonna stop him? You just said big speed we ain't got type fly speed. So you know what I'm saying? Who gonna contain him? They got running back. They got a decent running game. I got to see where our defense at. We got time, but that's the only
Yeah,
reason why
we'll
right
get there. We'll
now.
get there. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Right now, that's why I said that's the only team I work with. But for me, it's test wise to see where we're at. Do we deserve to really be in the conversation of Super Bowl bound? Those 3 games in a row. Those are 3 fairly solid teams. I'm not saying they great or whatever. Solid teams. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back. How do we handle that? Now we
I,
get to those 3, then yeah, because the rest of our schedule outside of the Cardinals ain't nothing but division games. We should
well,
have that.
I'll be waiting here until you get here, Kinfo.
Okay, just hold my seat. Right now, I ain't there yet.
I got you.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, so my initial thought is my brother kind of tried to preempt me. He tried to Eminem me, Slim Shady me, with what I have what I told to run before this season ever started. And he made the statement of, one thing about Ant, I remember he told me what his team was gonna do and this, that, and the other. And I told him what his team was gonna do. Before this season started, when schedules came out and all of that, I spoke to the run and I told him, I say, week 1, y'all gonna lose. I wasn't sure about week 2. But I said your schedule is so weak. Y'all gonna rack up wins. Y'all gonna put up numbers, all that. And then here comes the bandwagon. Here comes the band. Here comes the lights and the fireworks and all that. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But there was going to be a time where, it was going to be a realization that the Cowboys would not be as good as their record would indicate that they are. And the run say, well, I can look at and tell you what's going to happen. Of course, because you can look at the schedule and understand that at this point, the teams that's on your schedule are not good teams. They're not teams that's going to present a real test, like my brother said, for the Cowboys to see where they are. Like, where do you really slide in amongst the best teams, the better teams in the NFL? So you're not going to get a true gauge of where you actually are. During the game today, my brother had made a statement. He say, I agree with the run. We played down to our competition. That's what he said. It was in the first
Yesterday.
half. It was a little
First
bit
half.
before. It was a little bit before halftime, and the Giants was on their way in to score to tie the game up. That's right before Daniel Jones running got injured, had the concussion right there at the goal line. So you're talking about a clearly inferior team nip and tuck with Dallas for the whole first half. They had lost a running back in the first quarter. They lost Kenny Galladay in the second quarter early. They had no Sterling Sharp. They had another receiver that was out, offensive line out, defensive lineman out. It's a nip and tuck game for the pretty much for the vast majority of the first half until Daniel Jones and them went out. Super Bowl caliber teams do not play down to their competition.
Who else is a Super Bowl caliber team in the NFL right now?
I'm not declaring nobody a Super Bowl caliber team.
I just want to say,
I leave that for
because all we got to do is be the best team.
Can I speak? I sat here for 20 minutes and didn't say nothing. Come on.
My bad.
So, in my experience, Super Bowl caliber teams do not play down to their competition. That don't mean that their competition can't play up to get up for a Super Bowl caliber team. But if you set a standard, that's here where after 4 weeks, there are people who are proclaiming the Cowboys to be a Super Bowl caliber team, well, then your play level does not come down. Okay, so if the standard for the Cowboys is that you're going to dominate offensively and you're going to have an opportunistic defense that's going to get takeaways and, force back. Okay, so that's the standard. What was the Giants? 1-3? Over?
1-3.
Huh?
1-3. 1-3.
Okay, so they 1-3 coming into this game. Their offense is horrid. They come in injured. Their defense is not a good defense. And it has not been a good defense all year. You got a nip and tuck game at the half where they have a myriad of injuries. A myriad of injuries. The Cowboys are mostly healthy. You got an injury to a defensive lineman. You got somebody banged up, somewhere else, maybe it's your linebacker. But vast majority of your team is healthy. So my only thing is that the Cowboys gave up 189 yards receiving to a rookie wide receiver with a backup journeyman quarterback. $189. This defense is not good. The reason why your team is putting 9 people in the box is because they know that the teams that you're facing are inferior at wide receiver and at running back. You played Carolina without Christian McCaffrey. You played Philadelphia. Now, I like Miles Sanders personally. They gave him the ball twice, and he had 27 yards on 2 carries. That was it. You played the Giants. Saquon Barkley, who we talked about either last week or the week before, where I said the dude is teetering on bust. And he got injured. So, of course, and you're not playing elite quarterbacks. So if you playing inferior quarterbacks who don't have elite wide receivers or even above average wide receivers, okay, and an inferior running game, what are you going to do defensively besides load the box and force this shaky quarterback to try and beat you through the air? Of course, your defensive line gets to pin their ears back because they don't have to worry about nobody gashing them in the run game. And this is what you get to do against inferior teams. You know what I'm saying? But as a fan, as somebody who Deron likes to say, watches the game. Like, if you watch the game, right? Well, then you, like, I'm going to speak for myself, right? So 2019, we had our run. Got all the way to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That year. We beat up on Tampa Bay. And I came out that game and was like, I'm disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't play well, and Tampa Bay's defense is going to be better than what people give them credit for. We beat Pittsburgh. We beat Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? We beat up on some teams of Carolina that year. We dropped 50-something points on Carolina. I can go back or reference, I can go back and find a video and then reference it to you. I wasn't beating my chest about beating Carolina. Like, it's perspective. It's keeping things in perspective and understanding that, okay, we'll put up numbers. We'll win games against these bad teams. We played Pittsburgh. We beat them, no Big Ben. They had Mason Rudolph as their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was kind of banged up or beat up or whatever. Like, that's not something that I'm, putting my eyes on and saying, this is why we gonna be a problem. When I said that we was gonna be a problem, after we had beat Green Bay, demolished Green Bay, destroyed Green Bay, we beat them 27-8 on Monday night. Aaron Rodgers didn't even have 200 yards passing. I think he ended up with like 130 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We lost on a walk-off field goal to Baltimore in Baltimore. We went to New Orleans, beat them in a shootout. Then we backdoored and played the Rams and was down 26-7 and came back and won that game. That's when I said we was going to be a problem. We had faced 4 consecutive quality teams. And to add a fifth, we had lost to Seattle on Monday night in overtime. You know what I'm saying? Well, we had a gang load of people out, but we fought them to overtime and lost in overtime after our kicker missed the field goal in overtime to win. That's when I said it. Quality wins. You ain't gonna beat every good team, you know what I'm saying? But to show that you are definitely on par with the best teams in the NFL at that time, weaker teams you destroy like you're supposed to, but you got quality wins on your record. You know what I'm saying? That people cannot dispute. Can't nobody say we started out 8-0 that year. And what they were saying, who they played. They ain't beat nobody, who they played. You know what I'm saying? After we destroyed Cleveland on Monday Night Football, who they played. Not one time did I come on here, nigga, we beat Cleveland Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because Faker Mayfield was still the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, perspective. My brother seems to have it. He likes his team. He's rooting for his team. You know what I'm saying? He sees some good things, but he also is understanding, like, bro, like, if this schedule, hey, we got to win. We winning. That's good. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? But they got to show me something. You know what I'm saying? I got to see a little bit. This is the first game where a quarterback didn't throw for 300, and that's mostly because the starting quarterback got hurt at halftime. The backup came in and had $190. You know what I'm saying? In a half a play. So he understands perspective. R.E.L.A.X. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation. Like, chill, my G. You know what I'm saying? Because
I can't wait.
You want to talk about people eating crow. But my, oh my, you have this great season like y'all did when y'all had T.O. I think y'all had traded for Roy Williams and all of that, and the Cowboys went 13.
Roy Williams was trash when he got to us.
I know. I'm just saying the season. I'm speaking on that.
Talking about the season.
I think 13-3 was the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? Had a bye week, and the first time somebody came to y'all stadium, y'all took the L. And see, the run not gonna show up that Sunday night. That night that the Cowboys get eliminated in the first game or the second game of the playoffs, and he got to come here and look at my face and look at Dre's face. He ain't gonna show. I'm saying this because you told me out your own mouth that y'all losing the playoffs. I'm gonna need 24 hours. That's what you told me. Yeah. You said I ain't gonna be able. I ain't coming right after the game. Like, those are your words. So that's why I say Y'all lose early in the playoffs after all this Super Bowl talk, after all this beating your chest, sticking your chin out. You know what I'm saying? Like you Claude, after you done been called soft. You know what I'm saying? You start taking all that air in. Like, then you ain't gonna want to show up and face the music. According
That's
to
false, man. You just
according
talking.
to
You just talking.
according to you.
You just talking. You just
I'm
talking right now.
I'm regurgitating what you told me. That's all I'm
You
doing.
just talking.
So
man.
if your word was false, then you are the author of such a lie.
We was playing and we was joking, but we ain't been. I ain't never missed a game. I ain't never missed a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So stop. We was laughing. We was laughing and everything. We was laughing and everything. We was laughing and everything. Stop it, man.
Very serious about what I was saying. About everything that I'm saying. So
stop. You just trying to be cute for the camera, man. Stop being cute. That's all.
So in other words, you was just lying to me then, but you telling me the truth now. Okay.
We was laughing, man. We was laughing.
I was.
So you just want to be cute for the camera. We was laughing. Yes, we was.
When you tell me that you're not gonna show up after y'all losing the playoffs, that was funny to me. You're right. I was laughing. You're right. I was laughing. But you not denying that you said you ain't showing up. You need 24 hours.
I just told you I'll be here. So what's the point, man? I'll be here. I'll be here.
Under the cam.
You being cute.
What you told me?
You being cute.
That's fine. So you said
it's cute.
Gonna be
real cute. Real cute. I like that.
So we didn't be on this game long enough. Let's get to the final game so we can make our picks. This is a very long podcast for us, and I made our picks already. Buffalo, Kansas City.
Like I said, the best team in the NFL, right in front of the Cowboys.
I don't have a lot to say to that game.
Wait, bro. Wait. Kansas City, right?
What about it?
No, Buffalo.
Oh, so you didn't left the Kansas City bandwagon.
No, they're still a good team. You know what I'm saying? We are we still talking about last year? I already said.
No, I'm talking about 2 weeks ago. I'm talking about 2 weeks ago when you said they still better than everybody else. They ain't head and shoulders like last year, but they still better than everybody else in the AFC.
And then the next week, I said they're not the same team. We just trying to be cute today. That's what we doing. Right
I'm trying to figure out where. Trying to figure out where you.
Is that what we do?
Are you still?
I just said Buffalo is the best team.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I watched the games. We change opinions, right? Or we are supposed to be a fan of Kansas City and stick with them, right? Is that what we doing?
Just trying to. Why you get so offended? I'm just asking if you jumped off the.
Answer the question.
You ain't gotta get upset. It's okay.
What is he Tony? What is he talking about? What is he talking about?
No, man. Y'all see, I'm quiet. I am in something else.
What you
got?
What you got, bro?
I'm gonna let y'all have that. I don't have a lot to say about that game.
My opinion is that.
Well, I was still talking. Hold on. Let me
talk.
My opinion.
Ain't gonna be long.
So I thought you. Okay.
I did say I ain't have much to say, but I picked the Bills. And I think we have consistently been saying this, at least for the last 2 weeks. Them two weeks, actually, we've been saying it since the beginning of the year. We said a little bit last year. Kansas City defense is horrible. It is horrible. All right. The only way they was able to, and I think I may have mentioned this the first week or two, that at some point they was going to completely figure out Patrick Mahomes, and because their defense is not able to stop anybody, you know what I'm saying, that at some point the magic of Mahomes and that offense wasn't going to be the same. And that was proven. But the 2 losses they took, they won one and now they lost a third. You know what I'm saying? That offense is not as explosive as it used to be. More of anything, especially if they come against anybody with a good defense. Now Buffalo has a very good defense. All you got to have is a good to decent defense. You know what I'm saying? And you can run with Kansas City, and then it's all about the mistakes. Now Mahomes made what 2, 3 picks. I think it was a couple of picks and a fumble. You know what I'm saying? 3 turnovers in the game. The Bills is, in my opinion, the best team in the league right now. Now I'm not gonna say Cowboys next. I'm gonna put Rams second for me. I even put the Cardinals in front of us right now. I think we may be 5 or 6. I don't put us second. That's just me. You know, I'm a kinfolk. He going in hard this year. You know, I'm being a pessimistic one. Anyway, um, yeah. So Mahomes. It is time for him to reinvent himself or reevaluate. That's the word. Reevaluate himself.
Yeah.
Like Deron said, he in too many. You got too much going on, bro. You in too many commercials. You're doing too much
Yeah.
other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You ain't focused. You taking for granted all the magical stuff people would, as they call it, that you were doing, the no look passing and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, people watch your film. All I gotta do is be in the right gap. Be in the right
Yeah.
gap at the right time, bro. And your little no look pass stuff becomes a pick. You know what I'm saying? I put some pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? Cut off your running lanes so you can't just take off all the time. You're gonna make some mistakes. And that's what's showing to be the case now.
Yeah, man. So I think we all picked Buffalo in this game. Oh, now the run to Kansas City.
Yeah.
But we all are now seeing that Buffalo is probably the cream of the crop in the AFC. I'm not gonna go as far as to say the best of the NFL just yet, but they do seem to be the cream of the crop at this point in the AFC. Um, I don't know how Kansas City is gonna right the ship because truth be told, if it wasn't for Faker Mayfield, they'll be winless right now.
Kansas City.
Cleveland outplayed them for a huge chunk of that game week one, and probably should have won it. Outside of that, I think that they
They beat Philly. They beat Philly.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. So
They
they'll
blew them
they'll
out.
have they'll have one win, if not for the Faker Mayfield, turning into a pumpkin, it winning time. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City is really, really struggling, and somebody made a statement that they feel like maybe Kansas City offensively is pressing because they know that the defense is bad. You know what I'm saying? So instead of playing it a little safe, taking what the defense is giving you, taking short little dump off passes, Patrick Mahomes is going for the whole enchilada on every single throw because he feels like they can't punt the ball back. If they punt the ball back to the other team,
Yeah,
they're
who's
gonna
that?
score again and they're gonna be in a double-digit deficit playing catch up. So he's feeling like the offense has to
I
be
think
uber
Colin
explosive.
said that, huh?
Huh?
It was Colin Cowherd said that. I think I heard him say that today. What you just said, what that statement.
Yeah, I don't remember who I heard say it, but Deron did make a great point, and that I like that too. That usually we do our show on Sunday night where we not regurgitating what somebody else said on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like we able to give our thoughts in the moment, like when these games are still fresh. But yeah, back to this game. I don't know how they gonna right the ship because it's not like they missing several offensive linemen or offensive weapons or defensive players. All they defensive players then came back. They all healthy. They all playing. Same thing on offense. And the offense ain't looking as um cohesive as it has in the past. And the defense is looking like hot garbage. Like just all together. So unless they can, get them, a little bit easier schedule where they can, gain some momentum and start building on it. I don't know. I don't know about Kansas City. They gonna mess around and be a wild card team, which I don't think that they didn't already lost tiebreakers to the Chargers, to Baltimore, and to Buffalo. So winning the number 1 seed is definitely out. But the only thing that they can really try and fight for at this point is the division. And they looking up at the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? And if the Chargers can stay out their own way, they're going to win that division. Kansas City going to have to, for the first time since Patrick Mahomes been there, be a road team when the playoffs start.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. They had 5 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They didn't play good teams: the Browns, the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Bills. So it's not like even this last game they did kind of get blown out. I just think Mahomes is inaccurate. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't know if he just trying to do everything without his fundamentals and just think he can do anything. But every time I see him, it's at people's feet. It's behind people. It's just he's just not himself. You know what I'm saying? And I know that one time the no look pass that somebody tipped and intercepted. He doing too much. But they do play a number 1 schedule. They didn't play good teams. The schedule is gonna ease up. You know, I don't think they're the best team, of course. I just said the Bills are, but I think they'll be all right. They're gonna be all right. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
actually with my brother. I'm not sure if they right the ship. You know, you got Tennessee in week 7. You got Washington next week, which, you know, that's an up and down with Washington. Tennessee, you can't stop the run. So they got a fairly decent defense. Okay, the Giants, yes, you should win that. You got the Packers, you know, that's probably a loss. Again, the Raiders kind of depends. You play on the Cowboys, kind of depends.
That's a
You know,
loss.
that's gonna be a up in the
That's a
air.
loss.
You think so?
As it stands
So
right now, that's a loss.
then you got Denver and Raiders again. You know, you got the Chargers again. You got the Steelers. That's week 16. Maybe they right their ship. Yeah, maybe they right their ship. You got the Bengals week 17. We've already said, you know, they looking pretty good. Decent defense, good offense, you know, and then you got the Broncos at the end. So, you know, out of what you got left, you know, there is no guarantee really, except for probably the Giants. Because even Washington has been able to hang with some people. You know what I'm saying? That the kid out there that's quarterbacking right now, you know, giving him time by the right now. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to do a little something. But, you know, I guess I could see them next week kind of bounce back, try to write some stuff. They beat Washington. Okay. You beat the Giants. Okay. That's 2 givens if you want to look at it. Raiders, maybe, depending on the whole saga going on with Gruden, you know. And then you got what? The only other team I see as I don't see you winning both, depending on where you at. You got the Broncos twice. I think you split maybe one of those. I think you probably split one of the Raiders games. I think you get beat by the Chargers again. And then you got Pittsburgh
What's their
and
record?
Seattle.
What's their record right now?
They 2-3.
So I see definitely 3 other losses to 6 losses. You could lose another one. That's 7. That makes them 10-7. I think like Antoine said, they're a wild card team. They go on the road, and then from there, you know, they'll play a solid team, and they could lose there. But I don't see them not making the playoffs as a wild card.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can probably sneak in as a wild card. Like I said, winning the division to me is out of the question. You know, and since only one team now gets a bye, that means Kansas City, if you in at the number 6 or the number 7 seed, you going to Baltimore, you going to the Chargers, you going to Buffalo. Like one of those teams, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be up there in the top 3. You know, 2 of the top 3 seeds.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to
I
go
don't
on
know
the
about
road
any
to
more
go
wild
play
card,
those
man.
teams in the first round. So
I don't know about a wild card. You're in last place in your division in the West. You know, Tennessee is looking to be the 1-2 in the South. You got Baltimore, Bengals, and the Browns all in the same division. So you got a situation where all 3 of them You know, one is a shoe in, the rest is maybe wild cards, and then you got the Bills. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I
Well,
couldn't say that.
7 teams make the playoffs.
Right.
So
So you know, like I say, you in last place in your division. So that's 3 teams ahead of you. I'm not saying all of them gonna make it, but you got
yeah, I
those
think they'll
three.
pass
You
Denver and the
got
Raiders though.
you got the
Yeah, I
three
think so too.
in the north. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4,
I say 2 in the
5,
north.
6. Yeah, okay. I guess they could potentially make the 7. I guess it's possible. I guess
All
it's
right, let's go
possible.
and move on to these picks for next week.
What was the record for the week?
I'm
What was
finna
the
I'm
record
finna
for
do
last week?
I'm finna do it right now. So Tony, what you got your record?
Um, yeah, hold on. I don't know if I marked off everything. Let me see. All right, so I do know I missed on the Panthers. I missed on Washington. Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders lost, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Raiders lost.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, them the only 4 I got. Them the only 4 losses I show.
that's right.
So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. No, wait. Yeah, Vikings won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I show 12 wins, 4 losses.
Okay, Deron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He lost the Kansas City game, the Vegas game, the Carolina game, and I never got a pick from him between Denver and Pittsburgh. The Denver Pittsburgh game is the only game I didn't get a pick from him. I had that one as a question mark, so I don't remember what the
I'll
why
look.
he.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
remember.
even
I don't
remember.
remember.
I'll look up.
Okay, so for me, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My losses was Vegas, Washington, Denver, Cincy, and the Jets. All right. So
What
week
about
one,
Dre?
Dre wasn't on here when we did the picks. Remember he had to leave early
Yeah,
because he had
just
to go
send.
back to work.
Yeah,
Oh, he sent this in.
Well, I'll count them up and I'll send it to him.
Yeah, we can go ahead. I'm a double check because I thought he sent them in. But we can move
He
on. Yeah,
did.
he did send them in.
Okay.
Washington lost, right?
Huh? Washington?
Washington lost.
Yeah, let's make a
Yeah,
picks, man, because
Yeah.
I got to go to bed though.
yeah. Go ahead, go
It's
ahead.
almost 1 o'clock.
All right.
Dang, it
Tampa
is,
Bay
huh?
at Philly. I think we all gonna go Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Miami at Jacksonville.
Miami.
Mm.
I'm gonna pick the Jags.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I think I'm a
I
road
think they're gonna
Jag.
break out in this one. This is gonna be their
Okay.
first win to me.
They had two. Their last 2 games are pretty good, right? The last they had.
Yeah, they didn't play. They've
Yeah.
been getting better week by week. Um, Next game is Green Bay at Chicago.
Green Bay for me.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go Packers.
I'm gonna take Chi-Town. Cincinnati at Denver. I think we all gonna go Cincy.
I know I am.
Houston at Indianapolis. I think we all gonna go Indy.
No,
No.
I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah.
And we
I was
didn't
like,
touch
why would
that.
he do that?
We didn't touch that game, but the Texans played a very good game. They played way better than I expected them
It
to.
was the Patriots game.
Um, yeah, but still,
Wentz gonna have a good
I'm gonna
game.
go with Pats. I'm gonna
I'm, I'm calling it
I'm gonna
now.
go with Pats for now. Is
It ain't the
Patriots
Pats.
against Coach?
No, it's the
I'm
No,
sorry.
Texans
Who?
versus
Texans
Colts.
and Colts.
Oh, Texans. God darn it. Okay, I'm gonna go with Coach this time. That may change by Sunday though.
You
Rams
know
versus
nothing about this
Giants.
Wentz, man.
Rams
Rams.
versus who?
Rams
Versus
versus
who?
Giants. We
Rams.
all
Oh
gonna go
yeah, yeah,
Rams.
for sure. Definitely right.
Kansas City at Washington. I'm taking Kansas
Kansas
City.
City.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas City too. I don't think they're gonna lose to Washington.
Ooh.
Washington defense ain't look nothing like it did last year.
I'm gonna pick Kansas City, but don't be surprised I change that by Sunday.
All right, Minnesota at Carolina. I'm
I'm gonna
Carolina.
going
take the
Minnesota.
I'm gonna take the Panthers. And lost two in a row. I think they try to right their ship. Plus, I think what's the name is missing. Cook. I
They
don't know
coming
that.
off of a bye. They coming off of a bye.
Who?
Minnesota.
No, they're not.
Nuh-uh.
Who they
Because
played?
No,
Cook was in my lineup, bro.
they running back ball.
Who they
That
played
running
this
back
week?
ball.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
did
That
they
dude is
play
still
this week?
in. Hold on, man. Let me see. Because dang it. Yeah, because the dude, his backup balled out, bro, and I was mad I didn't pick
The
him up.
Lions.
Because I
They
looked
played the
at him, I was
Lions.
like, but they didn't.
They played the
Yeah,
Lions.
yeah,
Oh, sure did.
yeah. 1917.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm taking Minnesota. All right, next game. This is gonna be a barn burner. The LA Chargers at Baltimore.
Who? Real quick, who did the last one? What was the last one? The
Minnesota at
Vikings,
Carolina.
Carolina. Okay, I got Panthers. Okay, I'm a roll. I'm gonna roll with that Herbert dude, man. I'm gonna go San Diego.
Yeah, I'm going San Diego. I think Baltimore starts off slow again, and it messes them up.
Yeah, I think San Diego
I'm
has a
gonna
better
take
defense.
I'm gonna take Lamar Action Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens
Where they play at?
in Baltimore, and the Chargers having a problem stopping the run. So I'm gonna take Baltimore to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, I might switch on that, but I'm gonna go Chargers so far.
All right, Arizona at Cleveland.
Arizona.
Ooh. Mm.
I'm gonna rock with break. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
rock with
go.
I'm gonna rock with Faker one time, and if this Joker pooped the bed on me, man, I'm canceling Faker. I'm putting him in the bin with Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna be done because they really should be able to beat Arizona at home. You coming off of a disappointing loss against the Chargers, okay? You going back home. The Arizona Cardinals just gave up almost 160 yards rushing.
Yeah,
We
but
got you. We got
if we talking about a shootout, I'm going with Kyler Murray. I'm not taking the faker. I'm gonna go with Kyler Murray. So I'm gonna roll with the Cardinals.
All right, Las Vegas at Denver.
you. Mm.
Now that's man, that right there.
I I'm gonna take the
That right
Raiders.
there.
I think
Where
for
they
this
playing
one,
at?
I think for this one game, they gonna circle the wagons. The team
Where they
gonna come
playing at?
together with all of this turmoil and everything. I think that they gonna put their best foot forward against Denver. I think Vegas gonna pull it out. That's who I'm picking.
Where they
I'm
playing?
going Denver because it's a
In Denver.
divisional game, and since it's a divisional game, I think Denver plays good against their division, but they don't know how to handle nobody else. So I'm going Denver.
I'm a Royal Raiders. I agree with my brother. I think they lost today or yesterday. I think they pull it together. I
All
think they
right.
pull it together for one game at least.
Dallas in New England.
You already know.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dallas. They didn't got rid of Stephon Gilmore, and he was the one person that could take Cooper out the game. So they ain't got rid of him. They ain't really got much of a pass rush, and I don't think
Matt
McCorkle.
Jones.
Yeah,
McCorkle.
I don't think McCorkle. I don't think McCorkle is gonna be able to keep up with Dallas offense. Plus, they ain't got no receivers. I mean, I like my boy who played with us, Kendrick Bourne, but he more of a like a kind of like a slot guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got great speed or quickness or nothing, but he'll catch almost anything thrown his way. But they ain't got no receivers, so
If this was a game like we was doing, I would say the Patriots cover in this game. If we was doing the betting, I think the Patriots would cover. They'll lose, but they'll cover whatever the point spread would
What's
be.
the point?
I don't
What's the
know.
point?
I don't
Oh,
know.
you talking
yeah.
about
See, I don't even see.
regardless?
I don't even see it this week.
Yeah, it
But
probably won't
Dallas,
show up
to
until next
me,
week.
Dallas should be favored by 5 or 6 points,
Yeah, I think
in my
so.
opinion. All right, Seattle at Pittsburgh.
Patriots open as a 4-point underdog.
Oh,
Pitt.
okay, 4 points. A little bit less than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more than that.
Me too.
Well, they
All right,
playing at
Seattle
home.
at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I mean Patriots.
You lost. You done lost. What's the name for a month or so?
Russ, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh too.
Gino did all right, but you know how it goes sometimes. The backup
Right.
only
And
good
so
for filling in.
now Pittsburgh get the game plan for Gino.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you did good when you came in, but now, like you say, they ain't playing.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh gonna load up to stop the run game and force Gino to beat them with his arm and his decision making. And I don't think he's gonna be able to
tight
do it.
windows, man to man, tight windows.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, the last game, I think we all gonna be on the same accord, but I think it's gonna probably end up being a pretty decent game. Buffalo at Tennessee Monday Night Football.
I'm Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going, but I think we all gonna go Buffalo. But King Henry is the wild card. If that boy gets cooking, you know what I'm saying, he could change the whole complexity of that game.
Yeah, but I think they got the defense to stop him. So then you putting the game in Ryan Tannehill's hands, which I mean he's shown in the past. Last year he showed he can do, but I don't think you're gonna do it against Buffalo's defense.
Well, now if Buffalo's able to get pass rush and stop the run, then they'll be Tennessee. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, if Derrick Henry can do his thing and Tannehill plays good on third downs, then
and also play action.
Chance.
Yeah. Plus, I don't even know if Julio back.
He ain't been back. He's still out.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't even know if he gonna play. And you would definitely have to have Julio to have a chance, along with King Henry going ham.
Well, A.J. Brown, he had a good game this last game. I think Julio is done. I think Julio done.
You think he done for?
Yeah, I think Matt Ryan was good at anticipating. He doesn't get a lot of space, separation. He does have a big body and he does catch the ball well.
Yeah,
and
a lot of throw up balls.
Threw the ball, anticipated him better than
kind of like Romo did with Romo and Dez Bryant. They had that connection. They had that connection.
Yeah.
And he'll give him chances. Even when he covered, he'll throw it to him and Dez will come down with it. So Matt Ryan had that. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Why?
I think he done.
Good long show. Hey, our shows ain't gonna go this long. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we kind of got started late and we stayed on a couple games a little bit too long. Like
had a couple of extra stuff in there.
The Raiders thing, huh?
Then added a little extra to the Gruden stuff going on and all
Yeah,
that. You know.
yeah. So yeah, man, just make sure y'all like, subscribe, share the video, drop a comment for us. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be back at it next week. Tell your friends about me.